Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today is June the 1st and I'm here to do my final update on what I managed to work on for Stitch Mania 2019! Yay! In case I end up looking over that way, I've got a child watching me. Riley, say hi Riley, say hi. Hi. Oh, that was a great hi. And so yeah, a quick recap in case you are new to my channel or you have not seen my previous videos. For Stitch Mania this year, because I'm doing No Starts 2019, I had picked my oldest Heaven and Earth Designs chart, which was Tarot Town 2 by Cyril Marchetti, and I wanted to start 8 pages on the chart. I wanted to start 2 pages to finish off the row that I had been working on, and I also wanted to start working on all the pages going down the left side of the chart, and there was 6 pages, 5 full pages, and then a partial page that was only like 40-ish stitches. So, in my last update, which was like 2 weeks ago, I had almost made it to the bottom of the left side of the chart. We will show that now. So here was where I was, or here was what I had worked on. All of these, and this tree was like the bottom 3 pages that I worked on, so somewhere around here was where I was last time. And I managed to work on page 43 and then down to page 50 in a couple of days, and so by the weekend of the 18th and 19th, which was Game of Thrones finale weekend, I had made it to the bottom, and I had to decide if I wanted to keep working along the bottom or if I would go over to the right side of the chart. And I decided that I was going to go and work on the right side of the chart because I was tired of working on the black, all this black. So that weekend I ended up gridding. I gridded while watching Game of Thrones, which the finale was interesting. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything in case people haven't watched it. I know people haven't watched it. Janelle, you have not watched it. Just going to call her out right here. And so after Game of Thrones weekend, I started working on page 21, which was the pages going down the right side of the chart. That week I did not really stitch that much, and so I only started page 21 and page 28, which is the page with this balloon on it. And then after that I went down to page 35 and I did some homework for magical stitches, and I did the penalty stitches because this did not fit in with the homework. And then I also did extra credit stitch on something that you would find in a maze, and this has grass, which you would find in a maze, and you had to stitch on the actual item. And so I did the stitches on the grass here, and that was 500 stitches. And then after that, on Tuesday, I started page 42 and I started 49 because I did 3 extra credits, so I just stitched like all the way down this. I did the extra credit stitch on something with mode of transportation, and this has hot air balloons, and I had to do 500 stitches, and it did not have to be on the actual balloon, so that was good. And then I also did stitch on something that you had to stitch, and this was the first Heaven and Earth Designs chart where I was like, oh my gosh, I love this, I have to start this, and that's why this was my first HAID. And that was 500 stitches, and then I did the extra credit stitch on something that starts with a letter from the word goblet, and goblet has a T, this is Tarot Town 2, so lots of T's. And so after doing that extra credit for those days, I made it down to page 56, which was the bottom of the right side of the chart. And so I decided then that I would try and see if I could make it across the bottom of the chart in the next, I think there was like 3 days left. And so on the bottom of the chart, I have to say that I got kind of like lazy trying to get across, and so I basically was only doing like really small strips across the bottom. So you can see that there's some areas with some like grass and stuff along the bottom, and some brown areas, and then lots of black for the trees. In the month of May, I went through 2 full skeins and a partial skein of black just from doing the trees and all the stuff along the bottom, which is a lot of 310. And I have planned on using this for 1 more extra credit for magical stitches. There's one where it's stitched on something. It has something to do with water. I don't remember what exactly it is, and there's water along the bottom of here, and so you actually have to stitch on the water, so I'm going to pull this out for 1 more extra credit, and then I will be putting this away for the month of June, because my plan in the month of June is to work on my Death by Cross Stitch by Long Dog samplers, and I have planned, or my goal is that I'm kind of hoping to do is I want to have Death by Cross Stitch finished by my birthday, which is in the middle of July, so that gives me like about 6 weeks to try and get it finished, and I will show where I am on that before I get it on the Q-snaps. And so I have a partial page here, or it's like part of a page, so like half a page, and then 4 full pages on the top row, and then it will be done. So hopefully I can get that done before then. I am stitching this on 18 count Aida 1/1 full cross, and I'm using Silks For You PR094. And then for the lions, the dragons, and the direwolf, I used DMC red metallic for the dragons, and then I used silky metallics for the lion and the direwolf. My direwolf, yay! Okay, so that is my plans for June. If I need to pull out anything else for extra credit, I will probably pull it out, because I don't think Death by Cross Stitch will work for very much of the extra credit for what we have for the rest of May and June extra credit. And so yeah, I hope that I'll be back in about 2 weeks or so with an update, as long as I get enough stitching done to actually warrant an update. Sometimes I'm lazy. And so yeah, I'll see you all next time I come back. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Bye everyone!